present. Here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here's Quickie.
San Francisco. The Vice Squad raided a nudie film house last night, and when asked why it took 14 men 4 hours to arrest an audience of 3 old men, the chief explained, well, for one thing, it was a double feature. San Quentin. Prison officials said today that the program of wives visiting inmates was a great success. The lone dissenter, prisoner Ed the Rabbit Hookstratton, who said, I felt terrible during my wife's entire visit. Every time I looked over and saw my cellmate just standing there with nothing to do. You see, she didn't have any visitors. A scientific survey reveals that only the female mosquito stings. The way to control them is through sex. However, another report reveals that they'll sting you no matter what you're doing. This is old Bee-Bite Martin signing off. Take it away, Goldie.
I know you've
Go ahead, Goldie.
Oh. And now with the news of the future, 20 years from now. Here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here is, Dinky.
No, that's Dan, you delightful ding-dong.
Here's Dan, the delightful ding-dong.
Thank you, Goldie.
Dan, I think you better look out. Someone's calling you a ding-dong.
Yeah, well, you watch out for me, will you? Detroit, Michigan, 1989, 20 years from now. The Detroit Lions of the NFL today made another proposal to All-American halfback O.J. Simpson, Jr. The package included a salary of $750,000 a year, controlling interest in the Ford Motor Company, and the governorship of Michigan. O.J. turned the offer down, saying, I ain't going to play till they pay me what I'm worth. Saigon, 1989, 20 years from now. With the withdrawal of the last U.S. troops from Vietnam, the Saigon government announced that 10,000 black marketeers, 15,000 con artists, and 6,000 bar owners have been forced out of business. General Key said this is further indication of the United States failing to support the economy of Vietnam. This news item of the future, 1989, 20 years from now. Julian Goodman, president of NBC, today announced that as far as he is concerned, the top-rated show, Rona Martin's Laugh-In, will remain on the NBC schedule indefinitely. The question is, what does the National Biscuit Company see in the aging bee-sting Dick Martin and his youthful companion, Dan Rowan?
And now for the news of the past. The Laugh-In news goes scurrying back to Philadelphia.
I spent a week in Philadelphia one night.
And Benjamin Franklin. Roll 'em, Ben.
How's the press coming, Mr. Franklin?
Oh, fine, fine. Now, you see, by pulling this handle here, this plate exerts pressure there. The press is finished. Now, you give me your pants and I'll show you how it works.
It's time now for a Laugh-In News Extra, another on-the-spot interview.
I'm here in Sandusky, Ohio, with Mr. J. Aubrey, who claims to have witnessed the landing of an unidentified flying object. Mr. Aubrey, could you tell us what was the first thing you noticed?
My wife reversed her. Don't push it in my mouth. Then I went out onto the porch, and there on the lawn I saw a large cigar-shaped object.
Yes? What was it?
A large cigar. Then the flying saucer landed it, and a horrible creature got out.
Could you tell us what it looked like?
Well, let me see if I can give you some idea. Can you picture a man with his tongue hanging out? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then, can you picture a man with his tongue hanging out all the way to the ground? Mm-hmm. Now, picture the same thing without a man.
And that's it from Sandusky, Ohio.